All right, this is chapter 8, transformations. Our first section is translations. Our objective today is to graph and describe translations in the coordinate plane. Our vocabulary, a transformation is any change in the position, shape, or size of a figure. So any change. A translation is a type of transformation that moves each point of a figure the same distance in the same direction. We take our figure and slide it to a new place. The image is the figure you get after any transformation. To identify the image, we're going to use prime notation. So it's like A with an uppercase or apostrophe. We read it as A prime. So given that the vertices of a triangle are -5, -2, 1, 4, and 2, 2, and we translate it 6 units to the right and 3 units down, what are the coordinates of the image? So we're going to start by plotting these points. -5 to -2. Right there, there's R. 1, 4. There's Q. And 2, 2. There's R. Whoa. Oops, sorry, my first letter was a P, not an R. All right, so I make my triangle. Now we're going to translate that 6 to the right and 3 down. So we're just going to take each point, move it 6 to the right and 3 down. So I'm going to take P, I'm going to move it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, right there. There's P prime. Q goes 6 to the right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 3 down. There is Q prime. And same thing with R. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3. It went off my graph a little. Oh well. There is my new triangle. Now let's write the coordinates. P prime is at 1, -5. Q prime is at 7, 1. And R prime is at 8, -1. Try this one. Triangle JKL has vertices 0, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 1. Translate it 4 units left and 5 units up and give the coordinates of the image. All right, I've got a very light colored graph here, but we've got 0, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 1. And we're going to take that and move it 4 left and 5 up. And there's J prime. K moves 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. K prime. And L moves 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. L prime. So J prime is at -4, 7. K prime is at -1, 9. And L prime is at 1, 6. Now, when we write rules for translation, it's important to remember that a translation of a figure preserves the side lengths and angle measures. So the image will have the same shape and size. It'll be congruent. We can use something called arrow notation to describe it. In arrow notation, I say that any point P goes to point P prime, or Q goes to Q prime, R to R prime, triangle PQR to triangle P prime, Q prime, R prime. But the most important thing is our general rule. For the general rule, we always write X, Y goes to, so that this first part will always be the same. The second part is where we write our rule, really. If X has plus a number, it moves to the right. If it has minus a number, it moves to the left. And similarly with the Y, if it has plus, it moves up, and minus moves down. The number with the X or the Y is how many units it moves that direction. So let's try writing a rule. We're going to translate from the black to the blue. So from the black, I can pick any point on the black. I'll start with S. Let's see how far over I move. I move 1, 2, 3, 4, and down 2 to get to S prime. The first part is always X, Y with an arrow. X, I move 4 to the right, so it's X plus 4. For my Y, I moved down 2, so it's a -2. And there we have our rule. Try this one. All right, in this one, we move 6 to the right and 2 up. So our rule is xy goes to x plus 6, y plus 2. All right, try these two. Hopefully, you don't need a graph. But if you need a graph, go ahead and use one. So for the first one, a prime, all we have to do is subtract 3 from the x, add 2 to the y. So a prime is -2, -1. B prime, subtract 3 from my x, I get 0, add 2 to the y, I get 2, 0, 2. And C prime, do the same thing, and I get 1, 0. Now my rule for the second one, always start with x comma y, arrow, x. To get from -5 to -1, I have to add 4. And y, to get from 3 to -2, I subtract 5. So there's my rule. Here's your assignment.